and she's an author, ghostwriter, blogger, wife, and homeschooling mother of 3 very handsome boys, plus 1 in heaven. She has written 2 books and those are On This Your Baptism Day and the recently released Miscarriage and the Saints. You can see some of Annie's latest work on Miscarriage and the Saints' sister site, miscarriageresources.com. That's miscarriageresources.com, as well as her newest project, catholictravelusa.com. So, Annie, once again, great to have you here. Wonderful that that you are a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling your children. What a beautiful blessing that is for you to be able to do that. And so I just have to put a shout out there for that. And thank you for that. So,
well, thank you. No, it's my dream come true. Homeschool was never really on the radar. Until after COVID. We were one of those families. We had a really good Catholic school we were going to, but we did the whole COVID school thing and just realized it worked really well for our then kindergartner, now 4th grader. But yeah, just shout out to all you moms. Just moms are amazing in general. I don't know if I necessarily am, but no, I am enjoying this vocation though.
If you're a mom and you're raising your kids well, then you're awesome. So
thank
you
for
for
that.
that.
I'm trying. Thank you.
So Annie, how did you become interested in writing and media in the first place?
You know, I have always really enjoyed writing, and it's funny, to go back to my parents and, they dig up my old journals or old books I wrote or, stuff like that. That has just always been a hobby of mine, I guess. And I never really thought it would turn into a career. I don't think I really planned on it being that. It kind of came about actually in 2015. I started writing for it's a huge travel site now, but it had just begun back then. And so that really, I guess, showed me too, I could keep writing, even make money at writing, which is great, but mostly I do it because I enjoy it so much. So that's just kind of always been there. And then media also, I don't know. I was kind of a weird child. I've always really enjoyed talk radio. And I think it was probably that dates back to my parents. And so I just always, my dad always listened to Rush Limbaugh. My mom listened to Dr. Laura. And so I always just really enjoyed radio. And then current events as I grew up to current events and politics just always really interested me too. And that was more so in high school. So I guess, I thought about being a print journalist, but this was, circa 2007, 2008, and newspapers, then were starting to kind of decline a little bit. So that was when I started looking more so into broadcast journalism. And I really thought that was the path I was going to go down. And so I started a communications degree at Colorado State University and then transferred to Fort Hays State my junior year, and then joined the KFHS Broadcast Council and really got into it there.
Do we still have you there? Hello, Annie, are you still there? I think.
Can you hear me, Cody?
Yep. Okay, there we are. We lost you for just a second. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Here I've been rambling on and on. I'm sorry.
No.
Sorry. I'm
Okay.
just going to sit in this spot because my coverage is so spotty.
That's okay.
But I don't know where that cut out, but I was saying Fort Hays State, KFHS Broadcast Council, thought I was going to do the TV thing, was working in Hays at a media company, got laid off, and then I ended up at Divine Mercy Radio for a few months, and that's kind of what I talked about last time we spoke.
Yeah.
And so that's just, I guess, kind of the path I've been down.
Okay.
It's a very, long story there, but
Fantastic.
I've always been an interest.
That is wonderful. Thank you for that background. I want to break in really quickly to congratulate Ginny Augustine, who is our trivia winner. Congratulations, Ginny. The question was, which apostle had a mother-in-law that was sick? the answer there is Peter. Very good. Nice job. Well done. We've got you in that drawing for this evening at 6 o'clock for that gift certificate of $50 to Messenger Traditional Catholic Books and Gifts. I would like to remind everyone that as you're listening to us, and as Annie loves listening to talk radio, I'm glad that you do, Annie, because that's what we're doing.
Yes, sir.
And I hope other people out there are loving it too. I am 785-621-4110. We are on our spring Care-a-thon. This is how we keep the lights on, how we keep the radio waves going. We did get those matching funds earlier this morning. Let's get those used up, folks. You have been awesome. I know we can do it. 785-621-4110. We're talking with Annie Sandmeier, and the title of her discussion here is Following Jesus Just Outside Your Door. So, Annie, we have a little bit of a discussion that of your background, but something that I'm kind of interested in is, can you give us a little bit of background on your books, maybe?
On the books, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think where to start. So on this year baptism day, I self-published in 2022. And actually it's based off I guess just kind of like a little essay I wrote when my godson was being baptized. And so I'm not sure what really inspired me. I guess maybe the Holy Spirit to share it and then put pictures with it also. What I ended up doing with it is, it is a picture book, and it is also a keepsake. So in it, if you buy it for somebody, a child that's being baptized, there's a dedication page, so you can put, to Henry, love, grandma and grandpa, and then on this your baptism date. And then on the back, there's a place too to kind of commemorate the day and who the godparents were, who the priest was that did it, just kind of stuff like that. Because I noticed too, I have not found a resource like that.
Uh-huh.
My youngest son was baptized, it would have been January of 2022. And there wasn't anything out there like that, I guess, for him. So now he has it, obviously, he has that book and all of that in his special keepsake box. But that was kind of the inspiration behind that.
Okay.
And
what
then,
about the next one? I think we could probably take a guess, but
yes, unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
So Miscarriage in the Saints, then actually that, I guess I'll just give a really quick recap. So we lost our son at 15 weeks gestation, Michael James, and just a complete shock. And, if you've ever been there too, and Cody, I believe we've talked, and you and your wife have very unfortunately been there as well. But just a shock on the system, and just, very, very hard. And so I started looking for saints to pray to, and this was when I was in the hospital, right before I delivered him. Actually, I was looking for saints to, pray for their intercession. And I did find a website, and I came across 3 saints at the time, and it was Saints Gianna, Catherine of Sweden, and Zelly. And so after that, though, I started thinking more, and I just wondered, is there anyone else that grieving parents who have lost a child can, talk to and find comfort in? And so that's when I kind of started researching, and sure enough, there's, I guess that's kind of obvious to say too, like, of course you can find comfort in the saints, but I was looking for more, specific to that.
Sure.
And so I believe there's 19 saints in the book altogether. And so the book kind of talks a little bit about their background, and a prayer you can pray to them, and, how they're there for you also. And they're happy, and they want to, not happy but happy to intercede for you, I guess I should say.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of how that came about then, because it was kind of the book I was looking for. And I, once again, like the baptism book, I couldn't find it. So I went ahead and just, I did it.
There's not something, so I'll just do it.
So I hope, that's something that can bless other families going through that.
Absolutely.
I guess at the end of the day, because our saints are always there for us, and they want us to come to them.
Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Annie, for giving us that little bit of a background and giving those resources to people, so that we find people in those same situations. They can go out there also and pick those up and call on the saints to help them in those difficult situations.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
want to
Too.
thank Greg and Lisa Flax, who pledged $100. Thank you, Greg and Lisa. That's through my marriage. I got some relation out there listening. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate that. And an anonymous donor from Hayes who donated $50. So both of those donations are doubled this hour because we have those matching funds that were given to us earlier this morning. So we had $2,000 to start out with. I'll find out later where we're at, but we want to use those up this morning. Let's see if we can get them used up before we take our break this morning. All right. So before the noon hour, let's see if we can get all 2,000 of those dollars used up and help us on our goal to that $125,000 on our spring Care-a-thon here. Come follow me. We are on talking with Annie Sandmeier. So Annie, we appreciate your time and for talking with us about your books. But also I want to get to your newest project here that this CatholicTravelUSA.com. So can you tell us what it is? What was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this. And I think when I was there in December, I kind of teased it a little bit because it was not anywhere near ready. So Catholic Travel USA came about actually when my oldest son was being confirmed in 2022. Yeah, 2022. And so it was kind of this program we did was kind of a streamlined one. And Cody, I know we talked about this last time I was there, but here in Denver, we have the Restored Order.
Yeah.
And so the program that we did for him was basically 5 months, and it was very heavy on, mom and dad doing a lot of it. Like we'd meet once a month, da-da-da. So anyway, there was this whole checklist of things we needed to do to complete it. And so one of the things on it said, take a pilgrimage to either the cathedral downtown or to Mother Cabrini Shrine in Golden. And so I've never really heard it phrased like that, take a pilgrimage, because in my mind, you take a pilgrimage to Lourdes, you take a pilgrimage, to Jerusalem. You don't what? No, you don't drive 15 minutes to take a pilgrimage. So, I'm thinking about it then, and I was like, that's true. Like, what would be different about, taking a pilgrimage in your hometown or, an hour away from where you are versus, going to Europe or going to, the Holy Land. So that's kind of what sparked that. And I just kind of started to realize, maybe there's more people out there like me that don't really think about that think that, well, a pilgrimage is so out of reach because I don't have the time, I don't have the funds, I don't have this, I don't have that, but it's not. So that's kind of what spearheaded it. And so I was looking around and there's a lot of just phenomenal pilgrimage, travel services and websites and whatnot, but none that I could see were dedicated straight just to the United States and pilgrimages you could take. So that's kind of how that came about then.
That is
So
wonderful.
it was, thank you. And so it was on my mind forever. And I was like, what would be neat is if you could make a website and then have, maps of each state where you could map it out. But I'm like, oh, that's just so, above my pay grade. I don't know how to do that. But then one day, it just kind of, I saw somebody else was putting maps on a site and I realized how easy it was. And so once again, I was like, well, shoot, I could do this. If I don't see it anywhere else. So no, we could do this. So that's, it launched in March of this year. And we're really proud of it. It's growing. There's lots more to come with it. So I definitely invite you to check it out later this month. Nathan actually inspired me. I don't know why I didn't think of it sooner, but I have a whole thing on pilgrimage sites, different sites for Father Capon.
Oh,
Capon,
yeah.
how do you say?
Yeah, Capon.
Capon, thank you. Around Kansas.
Yeah.
So that's going to be on there later this month. I mean, Kansas has so many opportunities. It's amazing. Different sites you can visit and take a pilgrimage to.
I think that's why it's so fantastic. I'm excited to get onto this website and look it up because you're right. As you said, pilgrimage. Well, that means Jerusalem. it's awesome that we have these pilgrimages right in our own backyard.
Mhm.
In fact, even yesterday, I had Father Jarrett Conradi on here, and he was talking about in Beloit, they now are one of they're the first of what's going to be 5 sites in the United States that have these first class relics of Padre Pio. And so, yeah,
Really?
they have a, first class relic of St. Padre Pio, and they have several others. And they are now, yes, this pilgrimage site that people can go to for even something like that. So,
Okay, I just
yeah,
Googled it here because I'm making a note of it because I don't think it's on the map, and I'm going to do that later this morning.
that's wonderful.
Possibly do a whole post about it. So I appreciate you telling me that. That is
Absolutely.
really neat.
But yeah, I thank you for your time and for telling us about that, and excited to look at your site because even when we're talking about families taking trips, this is something that my family is looking at. Where are we going to take our next vacation?
Yes,
That would be so awesome because there's got to be Catholic stuff everywhere in Kansas,
everywhere.
Nebraska, Colorado, you name it. There's got to be stuff everywhere.
There's everywhere. So I don't know where you're looking, but yeah, please check out the website. And there's when you hold on. Sorry, I'm going to it real quick.
That's okay.
When
I'll
you
go ahead.
go No, sorry. No, if you need to say something, I was just pulling up the website. I was just going to say, when you go to it on the homepage, there's a pilgrimages by state. Well, actually, if you just scroll down, it's all the states, and then just click on it and it has the map, the
Okay.
interactive map.
We are on talking with Annie Sandmeier, and you're listening to Divine Mercy Radio's Spring Care-a-thon. Come follow me. We do have that total goal of $125,000. This morning, we were given those matching funds of $2,000. Let's see if we can use them up today. Come follow us. We're asking you to partner with us in our mission of spreading the gospel message to the world. We do that with these radio waves. I know I've mentioned it before, but this really is a great way, especially if you're uncomfortable talking to people face to face or anything like that. This is a way where you can put your money where your mouth is. You, yeah, that's great, isn't it?
That was good. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't know you could still hear me. I guess I'm on the
No,
phone.
that is
Sorry.
great. I
That's
love it. Thank
silly.
you for the feedback. That makes it even better.
It
But
was good, Cody.
but really, folks, this is an easy way where you can say, if I'm not comfortable going out and talking with people, I can donate, and the radio will do that for me. And you can even mention it to some family members. If your family members have questions, if you have questions, tune in. There's all kinds of great material being put out there. So many wonderful programs. Call into 785-621-4110 with your pledge. 785-621-4110. Let's get those matching funds used up before our lunch break. 785-621-4110. All right, without further ado, let's get back to Annie Sandmeier. We're talking about her new website, Catholic Travel USA, and how to be able to find things within your own backyard, even of ways to make pilgrimages. All right, so Annie, you said that you created this website. You had some inspiration. Are there people you're working with on this?
As a matter of fact, yes. So, my parents have a small business out in Eastern Colorado, an engineering business, and so I just love the concept of family businesses. And so my brother and I have always talked a little bit about, wouldn't it be fun to work together on something? So I came to him with this, and so yeah, my brother is the co-founder of Catholic Travel USA. So it's been fun, and he helped a lot with the maps too, getting all that together and research and whatnot.
Fantastic. Are there, if you could maybe just tease us with a little bit of maybe some of these sites that you found that you didn't know were there? Because, like we said, there's all kinds of stuff across the United States. You don't have to travel out of country, but there's got to be some that you were like, I had no idea that was there, and that you really were kind of excited to be able to put on the website. You got any of those for us?
Well, I think a lot of it is just the shrines to different saints.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I didn't put, you just think with shrines, once again, they're all going to be in different countries, which is just probably, I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks that. But,
nope, you're not.
So just, okay, yeah, but just the shrines. So just, what was that? On 4/25, whatever date that was, last Thursday, it was the right around there was the feast day of Saint Gianna,
Uh-huh.
and so there's this gorgeous shrine to her, I believe, in Illinois.
Oh, yeah,
And
no idea.
just finding stuff like that, all the different shrines. Well, I knew, obviously I'm in Denver, so I knew about Mother Cabrini, but there's just so many places like that. Name a saint and you can find it basically. And I don't know if a lot of them have relics. I'm really excited about Beloit. That is
Yeah.
really neat. But just beautiful statues and artwork, and some of them have little museums inside dedicated to that saint. So that would probably be the biggest surprise to me. And I
Okay.
think you could almost find that in any state, find a shrine to a
Wow.
certain saint. Yes.
That is wonderful. So this is not a small undertaking then. This had
It's
to this had to take a bit, didn't it? I mean,
it
how long
it
is
took
Go
a
ahead.
while. And it's an ongoing thing. Every
Yeah.
Thursday we have a new blog post. And so I try to get all the blog posts for the next month finished the previous month, I guess. So I mean, it's just going to be an ongoing project for sure. The maps are all there and they should be good. If if you're listening to this and you see something that's missing from a map, definitely let us know because we will
Yeah.
add it right away. But yeah, it's definitely an ongoing project because we do want to highlight different places. And the way we kind of go about doing that too is I look at the upcoming month. I need to look at June's, but I look for different feast days
Uh-huh.
going on, or this month is May is the month of Mary. So like the post that went up yesterday was shrines and cathedrals and whatnot across the country that are dedicated to Mary, Marian shrines. So that's
Oh,
up on the site right now if anyone's interested. There are plenty. I don't think there's any in Kansas. I'm scrolling right now. There weren't
okay.
in Colorado either, but
Well, no, but
yeah. So anyway,
that's pretty wonderful because so every month then you kind of have a new featured site or something?
so every week
Oh,
we
every
used to,
week.
every Thursday it comes out. Yeah.
Oh,
So
wow.
sorry, I guess
No,
I
you
talk
probably
very
said that
fast.
and
I
I just
apologize.
didn't hear it.
No, I was gonna say I probably didn't say that. But yeah, every Thursday. But sorry. I'm trying to look at the site, talk at the same time. So every week there's something different.
Okay.
So this week, yeah, it's the month of Mary. And then one thing I did want to talk about too, do you need to take a break
No,
before
go
I
ahead.
start rambling into this? Okay.
No.
Coming up, and it looks like you guys are observing it also. I was listening to Bill's interview before I came on, and he was talking about, visiting the Salina Diocese website, and right at the front, it has the Eucharistic Revival. Are
Uh-huh.
you familiar with that?
Yes, ma'am.
So next week coming up on my site on Catholic Travel USA is talking a little bit more about that. And I, was looking at the maps. Are you familiar, I guess, with the pilgrimage that's coming?
Yes, ma'am.
I guess, yeah, later this month. So it's coming to Kansas. It takes kind of a weird path, but it goes to eastern Kansas. So I just wanted to make that, in case people weren't aware of that. That is coming, and that is just a really unique and I think just once in a lifetime experience that I think everyone should jump on if you're able to.
Absolutely. Yes. Thank you for that. Going to break in really quickly to remind people that you're listening to Divine Mercy Radio's Spring Care-a-thon. Come follow me, the great commission of our Lord. So how are we doing that? And I know a lot of you are doing that right now simply by listening. That's one great thing that we can do is fill our day with good things. Fill our day with things that are going to help us be better disciples of Christ, to have a true relationship with him that then shows it to others and bring others along with us to the kingdom. So listening to Come Follow Me, our Spring Care-a-thon here at Divine Mercy Radio. So we do a Care-a-thon twice a year, and it is through these Care-a-thons that we are able to produce the content we do, that we're able to put out the content that EWTN produces for us and lets us run through our station. It's how we keep the lights on. It's how we pay our 2 employees because that's really all we have to run these stations. And I thank our board of directors for using all of those funds so wisely and doing so well in running 5 stations. But that all comes from you. You guys, all of our listeners, you're the ones who do it because we are completely listener funded. We do not get any government dollars or anything else. It all comes from you. Thank you so much for keeping us on the air. And we ask that you would continue to do so. Call in to 785-621-4110. That's 785-621-4110. We are on talking with Annie Sandmeier, talking about her wonderful new website called CatholicTravelUSA.com. And it's all about these different pilgrimages that you can take in your own backyard across Kansas. She comes out with a new post every Thursday, which helps us then to know these new sites and what's going on. So we want to get back to Annie and talking about Catholic Travel USA. So Annie, let's pick back up where we were at. Talking about these different sites and things like that. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about before we talk about other things that your website can help us with?
No, I think I just really wanted to point out, and I figured everyone was familiar with the Eucharistic revival, but I just wanted to point that out in case, people in Kansas didn't know that is coming. It's kind of the eastern tip. It takes a really weird path. Like it goes through, it starts in California, this western trail. But definitely, if you're able, I think it's something worth checking out. And then like I said before, I'm super excited about the Beloit, Padre Pio relic. So that's something, you should definitely check out too. That's really neat.
Absolutely. That's pretty close to us. All right.
I'm excited to check it out. I know. I'm excited to research this too.
Absolutely. Let me break in one more time. Let's get our second question in here of the 9 o'clock hour. So that number that you call is 785-621-4110. And when you call in, if you get this right, we'll put your name in a drawing for 6 o'clock tonight. And if you are the one that's chosen, you will win a $50 gift certificate to Messenger Traditional Catholic Books and Gifts. That's Messenger Traditional Catholic Books and Gifts here in Hayes. And they are also online at traditionalcatholic.com. All right, here is your question. Which saint is the Catholic Campus Center at K-State University named after? Which saint is the Catholic Campus Center at Kansas State University named after? Is it A, St. Martin of Tours, B, St. Joseph, C, St. Thomas More, or D, St. Isidore? Which saint is the Catholic Campus Center at Kansas State University named after? A, St. Martin of Tours, B, St. Joseph, C, St. Thomas More, or D, St. Isidore. Call into 785-621-4110 with your trivia question answer, with your donation, or both. 785-621-4110. Coming right back now with Annie Sandmeier and her website, Catholic Travel USA. All right, Annie, we've talked a lot about the pilgrimages and things like that. Is there anything else that your website offers other than pilgrimage site locations?
Right now, just that. Long term, I would love to plan pilgrimages or partner with somebody that would be able to do that. It's something I've looked into. It's going to be a little bit of a time commitment that I don't have right now just to get certified and learn the ins and outs and whatnot. So if anyone's listening and you do travel, hit me up. Like, if you want to partner, because that is something I think down the road we would love to do, is to offer that as well and actually plan pilgrimages and just take care of all the details with that. So no, for now though, it's the maps, it's the posts. One thing we are working on, and I'm hoping it's out by Christmas, but we'll see. Once again, it's a time wise, but would be making a book of all of the different sites in each state. So that will hopefully, by the end of the year, we'll have that out. One good way to, I guess, stay informed with what we're doing is if you go to the website, we do have an email list. And we only email once a month. We don't spam. We don't sell your information or anything like that. But it kind of recaps everything that was on the site the last month. So if you want to stay up to date, I definitely recommend doing that. And then, if we do start offering travel services, or when we do finish this book, you will definitely be one of the first to know on that email list or on social media. We're pretty good about staying up to date on Facebook and Instagram.
Fantastic. I want to congratulate Jackie Hafner as our trivia winner. Congratulations, Jackie. The correct answer to which saint is the Catholic Campus Center at Kansas State University named after is Saint Isidore. We will get you put into that drawing for that $50 gift certificate to Messenger Traditional Catholic Books and Gifts. You're listening to Divine Mercy Radio Spring Care-a-thon. Come follow me, 785-621-4110 for your donations, or donate at dvmercy.com. You can also go to dvmercy.com and look at the thermometer to see where we're at on our donations, and to see how close to our goal we are getting. But we definitely can't get there without your help. 785-621-4110. Okay, Annie, so on your website, how many of the pilgrimages have you personally been to?
Not many.
Okay.
There's so many, and I don't even have really an estimate of how many there are. I guess that would be interesting to tally at some point. And I know I'm missing some on the maps too, but no, not very many at all, Cody.
Do you want to? Can you tell us about some of them that you have been to?
Yeah. So, one of the sites that people will probably laugh at this, but one of the sites that will always be near and dear to my heart that is on the map is St. Fidelis. And I want to go back so badly. It is just the most beautiful place. And that's where my husband and I were married too. So it's just, like I said, very near and dear to me. So that's on the site. That's definitely, I'm sure the majority of folks listening have been there and might even be parishioners of there. But my all-time favorite site that I really recommend everyone go to is the Loretto Chapel in Santa Fe.
Oh, well, yeah, I've heard of it, but I have not been there. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
It is really neat. So it's just this little chapel. I guess I should also preface this by saying I just have this really strong love of Santa Fe. I really love New Mexico. My husband gives me a hard time. Like, if I could have a vacation home anywhere, it would be in Santa Fe. I don't know. I love the history and the culture and just the architecture. It's just my jam. So, I guess it was in 2021. I took a road trip with a girlfriend. We stayed a couple nights at an Airbnb. And I'd always wanted to go there. Like, I knew about it. And we'd been to Santa Fe before, but it just never was in the cards for us to stop and visit. So we made a point to go. But it's just this little, kind of unassuming on the outside chapel. And then you go in, and it takes your breath away when you go in. Just the architecture and the art inside, and just the front of the church. But then you go in and you see this winding staircase that just is like, you cannot explain it. And so the rumor of it, quote unquote, is that when they were building this and they were trying to, figure out stairs to get up, to the loft. I'm sorry, and here I'm going to really botch the history of it here. But I'm going to pull it up.
That's okay. While you're pulling it up,
yes.
I think if I heard correctly, and correct me if I'm wrong, the church doesn't own it anymore. Now it's a museum.
Okay. Correct.
But
so that part of it is very sad, because it just does have such a neat history.
But I've heard that they do keep it up well.
It's gorgeous.
Okay.
They do such a good job. And I believe when we went in, it was a Knights member was the one who took the money and kind of like, if you had any questions about it.
Awesome.
So so there's definitely that big connection there still, but no, the church no longer owns it. Is it okay if I just read this shorter blurb about it?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Okay,
Thank you.
This is on their website. So I'm not going to start at the beginning, but here, by 1873, the sisters were able to start the construction of a chapel, and the sisters are the Sisters of Loretto. So, using the same French architect and builders as St. Francis Cathedral Basilica, which is next door, the Chapel of Our Lady of Light, as it was then known, was patterned off Archbishop Lamy's favorite Saint Chapelle in Paris. With a Gothic-style architecture, the chapel certainly would have stood out amongst the small adobe homes surrounding it at the time. Unfortunately, the architect died before access to the choir loft was built. It was the choir loft. That's what they're trying to build the stairs to. Given the height of the loft and the size of the chapel, a staircase would have taken up too much floor space, thereby reducing the seating capacity to an unacceptably small level. Legend states that seeking guidance and help, the Sisters of Loretto prayed a 9-day novena to St. Joseph, patron saint of carpenters. A novena is a special prayer said 9 consecutive days. On the final day of the novena, a carpenter appeared with only a hammer and a carpenter's square. He built what is now known as the miraculous staircase with simple tools and wooden pegs. The rare wood is not native to the American Southwest. When the staircase was complete, it is said that the carpenter disappeared without receiving thanks or payment. The sisters tried all lumber stores, but could not find accounts open for supplies for their stairs. Some believe the carpenter was St. Joseph himself, while others believe that it was someone sent by St. Joseph. What is known is that the Sisters of Loretto prayed, and their prayers were answered. So the staircase has 2 complete 360-degree turns with no center pole for structural support. The entire way the staircase rests on the bottom stair. So, you can go to their website and look at it. Like, you just cannot explain it. I'm looking at the picture right now. And then there's just something about seeing it in person as well. And I'm an engineer's daughter. It's like, this just makes absolutely no sense. And it's just, you can't explain it. I know there's a lot of theories about, it was probably this guy that came in and, he didn't speak much English and da-da-da, but I don't know. The Sisters of Loretto might be onto something with who actually came in and completed it, because it is a masterpiece.
Absolutely. I would love to go see it because of that too. Also, St. Joseph is one of my favorites. And him being a carpenter, that would be so great to go see that one.
You guys need to go, and I'm not sure, you were talking about you guys are going to take a vacation soon, so I'm not sure drive time, but I think from Hayes to the Loretto Chapel, if that was your final destination, you could hit a lot of really good stops along the way too.
I bet so. Do you have any other favorites that you've been to, or any others that you would really like us to know about that you've seen?
Well, Mother Cabrini, and I'm looking forward to going back again soon.
Yeah, that's close to you.
Definitely, yes. And so we need to, we're really looking forward to getting back there, hopefully in the next couple of weeks even. I want to take the kids, but that's definitely a must-see. And just, I'm from Colorado, so I'm biased anyway, but it's just, Colorado's a very beautiful state. Politics kind of stink, but, just... It's gorgeous up there. You're in the mountains, you're at a higher elevation, and then you just kind of keep climbing up this trail anyway. So you keep going higher and higher, and it's breathtaking. And if you do go also, it's very daunting. I can't remember the amount of stairs. I believe it's 300 some, but there's stations of the cross. It's a few. So no, you definitely, want to do some training, especially, at the higher elevation also.
Or take a while to get up it, yes.
It takes a little bit, but you can pray the Stations of the Cross along the way, or, take a rosary and pray along the way. That's just a really, really beautiful spot also.
Do you want to tell them our listeners anything about the spring and how Mother Cabrini came across that, or do you know that story, or?
I do. Can I pull it up on my site again? I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can do that because here's what I've been there. Actually, I was able to go with Thomas More Prep Marion has been offering these pilgrimages to that, but it's in conjunction with going to serve at the Samaritan House for 8th graders and their parents. And so I went with my son and we went there. And so one thing the reason why I wanted you to point it out is because when you go there, the spring that God miraculously made come about through her is, they now have these, unfortunately, it's not just running out of the side of the hill anymore. They got these little spigots, but it is still the same spring that God caused to come forth. And so I was going to just warn people, don't stick your big water bottle under there. Because
See, here I look at, well, why is that? Because I'm looking at a picture on Catholic Travel USA of somebody, it looks like they have like a gallon jug that they're filling.
Yeah, well, because they have a sign that says don't do it.
Oh,
and
okay.
because
Well,
I didn't read the sign and I'm
shoot.
sitting there filling my whole water bottle up because I'm like, oh yeah, special spring water? Absolutely.
Well, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Our Lady of Lourdes water, give me a gallon of that. And so I was sitting there filling, and I think one of my boys goes, Dad, what? Read
Dad.
the sign. I'm like, oh, oops. By that time, it was too late. My water bottle was filled. And so, no, I didn't dump it out. I drank it.
Well, okay, so in your defense, this picture I'm using came from the Mother Cabrini Shrine Facebook.
Yeah.
And I mean, these people are obviously filling gallon jugs. So in your defense, and I don't see any sign, Cody, just for the record.
Okay, well,
so I think you're okay.
Maybe they removed the sign, but it was there. My boys had to point it out to me.
That is hilarious. That's hilarious. Jackson, my oldest, would have just rolled his eyes at me too. He's like, Mom, we can't take you anywhere.
Well, I'm drinking as much of this Mother Cabrini water as possible.
Chug it. Yes. I love it.
So anyway, were you able to pull that up so that our listeners can understand a little bit about what I'm talking about here?
So I think this is where, yeah.
Okay.
So initially, the summer camp relied solely on a small pond near the spring house for water, with all drinking and cooking water being laboriously transported from a spring at the base of Mount Vernon Canyon. In September 1912, facing dire complaints of thirst from the sisters, Mother Cabrini directed them to unearth a spring by moving a specific rock and digging beneath it. Her guidance revealed a fresh, clean water source now secured within a 8,000-gallon tank, which has continuously flowed ever since. This spring, regarded by many pilgrims as a source of healing and tranquility, stands as a testament to faith and Mother Cabrini's visionary leadership.
There you go. So, it's one of those things. And you can look even further into it to get the full story, but I appreciate that little tidbit because, this is a miraculous type of thing. And
yes.
This was brought about.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it up too, because I didn't think of that either. So thank you for bringing that up.
Usually my stupidity helps bring up good stories. So.
Well, it's not just me, Cody. Makes for a good story.
Absolutely. So. I want to remind listeners that we are on with Annie Sandmeier. We are talking about following Jesus just outside your door, her new CatholicTravelUSA.com website. You are listening to Divine Mercy Radio's Spring Care-a-thon. Come follow me. Not as in come follow me and fill up a gallon jug in the Mother Cabrini Shrine, but Jesus is called to come follow me. And we are asking you to partner with us, help us to be able to keep our radio waves going. We've got a Care-a-thon goal of $125,000, but we have not made it there yet. We did get some matching funds this morning, so whatever you donate today, until we get those used up, is going to be doubled. I know that there are people out there that want to use other people's money for free to spread the message of Christ. Do that by calling in now, 785-621-4110, or donate online at dvmercy.com. All right, let's get back to talking with Annie. Annie, are there any of these sites that you're excited to visit and hope to go to soon, other than the Mother Cabrini Shrine that we just got done talking about?
Yes. So I just worked on this post and it is going up Thursday, May 23rd. So get on the email list. Sorry to plug that again, or get on our social media so you know when it's up. But the EWTN pilgrimage, and I've always wanted to do it, but I didn't know everything that it entails. But it is so cool. Everything you can do there. And just the history of it. I mean, Mother Angelica, come on, and just how it came about and just her devotion. And one thing with it too, you can go tour the studios and they have like a gift shop. You can go, they have the chapel there. You can go to daily mass that's televised or not televised. I think they have two different ones. But yeah, go to a live taping of a show. But then also with it, it's about an hour away, but it's the Shrine of the Most Blessed Sacrament, which Mother Angelica also founded. So that here, I'm sorry, I'm once again scrolling through so I don't forget anything here.
That's
But they
okay.
have, located a mere hour from the studio. The shrine was also founded by Mother Angelica and invites its guests to partake in Mass, confession, and guided tours. In addition to the gorgeous sanctuary, the Most Blessed Sacrament houses the John Paul II Eucharistic Center, which was established to teach the biblical and historical roots of the Church's teachings. Tour guides lead visitors through scriptural scenes, which lead us to see that Jesus is the Lamb of God and the bread of life comes down from heaven. If you need another reason to visit, the shrine is also home to Our Lady of the Angels Monastery and the Mother Angelica founded Order of the Poor Clares of Perpetual Adoration. So there's a lot to see and do in Alabama. So, I think if you have an opportunity to go, absolutely take it.
Absolutely.
It just
We
sounds
actually have some of our board members have made a trip there, and they also said yes, it was absolutely amazing, and being able to see where EWTN, obviously we run a lot of their programming.
yes, a lot. Yes.
And they have such good quality Catholic programming, and to see where it came from. That brings up another good point too, is read the book about Mother Angelica, because
Is that the Raymond Arroyo?
yes.
I have not read that. Okay, I need to read that.
It is well worth it, because you get a background on Mother Angelica's background, where she came from, what she went through, and just the faith that woman had. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm blown away. I won't get into too many of the stories because I could talk about them forever. But yes, that lady was so faithful. And so it would be a great thing that if you want to take that pilgrimage there, read that book, because you will appreciate it even more to understand the humble beginnings of the station, but also where Mother Angelica came from in her own life. So.
No, I love that. That is an excellent idea. And that's a good point too, before you go on your pilgrimage. And that's something actually, when you said earlier, or asked if there's anything, we offer besides, the maps and whatnot, like just guides would be great, because it really makes a difference when you go in, knowing, if you go to a shrine, if you go to Mother Cabrini's shrine, I've heard good things about the movie, but I've heard it also left out quite a bit. I haven't seen it yet, but, to read about her life, or, if you go to EWTN, to read about Mother Angelica, and just, have that understanding before you go. And I think it makes a huge difference on your pilgrimage as well.
Absolutely. We are on talking with Annie Sandmeier and her new website, CatholicTravelUSA.com, which is about going to pilgrimage sites within the United States, so that we can see all of these wonderful Catholic sites, even in our own back door. There's some in every state. Wonderful resource for us to now start looking at. Like I said earlier, my family and I, when we're planning a trip, this is a website that we are going to now go to and look at. So even if you're not stopping in a certain state, you can definitely make it one of your stops through that state, and go visit these websites, and see all of our wonderful Catholic heritage we have here in the United States itself. So,
yes. Please do.
Thank you so very much, Annie, for being with us. We have a little bit of time left, so we've got about 8 or 9 minutes. Are there other things that you are working on that you would like to let us know about?
Right now, surprisingly, not really. Catholic Travel USA, is kind of keeping me busy. Because like I was saying, we have a new post every Thursday. So researching and writing that and gathering photos and whatnot. And then I also do the social media with it. So we do, once again, Catholic Travel USA on Facebook, and then it's at Catholic Travel USA on Instagram. But we have reels, we have carousels, which are kind of like infographics, multi-page infographic type things. So we do that. And then once a week, I also try to get up here's the 5 best places you can visit in this state. So I think I think this week it was Colorado, because I'm going through alphabetically. So we have stuff like that on there. So no, that actually keeps me very busy. I'm just trying to keep all of that up to date.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, please.
I was going to say, are you still blogging then while you're doing all of this stuff?
Just blogging there mostly.
Okay.
I'm not doing a whole lot else. I guess when I worked for Divine Mercy Radio, I had kind of my own personal blog, but with each additional son that we welcome into the family, it gives me less and less time to blog, which I miss so much. I enjoyed it, but
Yeah.
for the most part right now, it's Catholic travel. And then actually after this, I might call my brother because we do need to be working more on the book, especially if we're going to try to get that out by the end of the year. So that'll be probably taking up a lot of time also.
So
Once we start getting that together more.
can you give somebody, if somebody's listening and they want to know, maybe they're interested in doing something of the same sort, not making a pilgrimage travel website or anything like that, but if somebody's listening and is like, I would really like to make a website for this that I'm doing, or I'm an author, but I don't know how to break into it. You're involved in a lot of things. You've undertaken a lot of things that a lot of people out there, I think, would love to do, but are afraid to get a start or don't know how to get a start. Can you give us any guidance on those, either becoming an author or creating your own website, and maybe what are some good things to know?
Google. That's hard to say 3 times. Sheesh. Google. I'm also married to a very techie guy. I am proud to say I did all of Catholic Travel USA by myself. I just want to point that out.
Nice.
So I was able, and then miscarriageresources.com, which is the sister site to Miscarriage in the Saints, the book. I did design that as well. But, it sounds super daunting, but there's so many easy websites anymore that are just like click and drag to build your own website, and they come out looking really good. I've worked with WordPress a lot, and that, it's a wonderful platform, but it can be very not user friendly if you don't know what you're doing. But any more, Squarespace or Wix, or I think GoDaddy. I can't speak to, I do use Squarespace, but I can't really speak to the other two.
Okay.
But yeah, there's just some really user-friendly platforms you can use. And then same goes with, publishing a book. I've never really gone the traditional publishing route because it's time consuming just putting together a book proposal, and there's going to be a lot of rejection that comes with that too.
Absolutely.
And I have a fear of rejection, so I've gone in and just kind of self-published, but it's actually a lot easier than it sounds, and a lot of it is just start writing the book, and then like I said, Google, YouTube, or shoot me an email. I'm happy to help build a website. I'm happy to help kind of get you on your way with writing a book. And my contact information, you can fill out. There's a form on CatholicTravelUSA.com, or my personal website is HiAnnieJoy, HiAnnieJoy.com. And so that actually on there, I think there's a contact form. You can find my books. There's a link to Catholic Travel. There's actually, I wrote out my reversion story, and then I have the YouTube clip of us speaking, you and I, Cody, back in December on there also.
Oh, wonderful.
So if anyone's, interested in that whole saga of how, I kind of came back to the Catholic Church, that's on there. But just contact me. I'm happy to help. And
fantastic.
Just do it. I guess that's my advice. Just do it. If you feel inspired to do something, if I can do it, you can do it. So
that is great. We are listening to Annie Sandmeier on our spring Care-a-thon. Come follow me. And what a great topic to be talking about. We just had a great conversation about her website, CatholicTravelUSA.com, being able to look up those different pilgrimages within our own area, and be able to do just that. Come follow me to these pilgrimage sites. That website's going to help you do it. Annie, we have about another 1 or 2 minutes. Is there anything that you want to leave our listening audience with?
Can I just talk about how special Divine Mercy Radio is? I guess.
Oh no, shameless plug. No. Yes, absolutely.
Shameless plug. Divine Mercy Radio is so special. I love Catholic radio. I worked for Catholic radio out here in Denver, and we do have some really good stations out here in Colorado. But, just the programs that Divine Mercy produces are just so, it's just, I don't know. It's just different in a good way. Like One Body, it's double-edged
Yeah.
sword. Double-edged
Yep.
sword was, is that still,
Still going.
like
Yeah.
with Father Fred, like
Oh,
back when I was
absolutely.
working there in 2013. Oh my gosh. And just, I don't know. You know, Millennials love their podcasts. I love listening to podcasts, but I love when I come back to Hayes and could listen to Divine Mercy.
Oh, thank you.
There's something different about it, and you just don't really find that in other markets. I feel like, Lester and Danetta's legacy. It's amazing. And Nathan, and I believe is Michael the assistant?
Yes, Michael Logger is our assistant. Yeah, he's been doing a
Yes,
great
just
job.
all of you guys are just doing a great job. So just keep listening, pray for the station and support them financially if you can, because it is listener supported. So, if you
Yeah.
have the means, please pray about it and do it, to keep Divine Mercy Radio going for years to come.
Fantastic. Maybe you should host. Come back.
Oh, I would love. No, you're doing a great job. But no, I mean, if I told Nathan, like, please, if you guys need somebody in December, we won't have baseball going on, and I can come back. So please have me on again. I would love to come see you guys, and just any excuse to get back.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Annie. I know you're praying for us. We'll pray for you. Have an amazing day.
You too, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You are on Divine Mercy Radio Spring Care-a-thon. Come follow me. We just got done having a great conversation with Annie Sandmeier, and we're going to get ready to roll right into our next conversation. We have in the studio with us Representative Barb Wassinger. She's going to be in here in just a minute as soon as they bring her in. But before she gets in here, I've got a couple things I want to do. First, remind everybody that they're listening to Divine Mercy Radio 101.7 KJDM at Lindsborg and Salina, 105.7 KMDG Hayes, 88.1 KRTT Great Bend, 88.1 KVDM Hayes, and 89.1 KGOH Colby. So thank you very much. You're listening to our Divine Mercy Radio Spring Care-a-thon. Come follow me. You can go to our Divine Mercy Radio webpage. So go to dvmercy.com and you can do all kinds of things there. You can look at the programming for the rest of the day. You can look at our normal programming that we have for all of our shows that we produce and the ones that EWTN sends us. You can see where we're at with our Care-a-thon. You can donate. There are so many things you can do. Go to our website and check it out. Also, other ways to listen. However you're listening to us now, you can listen on our website also. That's another one of those things you can do there. Click on the Listen Live. You can download our app on your smartphone or Play Store. So go there, do that, or you can enable the Alexa